Donald, good evening.
Good evening, Rachel. And I was watching everything you had to say about Deutsche Bank in the last hour, and especially great to hear the audio of the lawyers in court and the lawyer representing the House saying they really need to know how Donald Trump was able to obtain loans when no one else would loan him any money. And there it is right there in court as one of their main motivators for getting at this information. I may have some information in this next hour which would add a great deal to their understanding of that, if true. And I'll be discussing it here in the beginning of the show. I want to get your reaction to it now because I don't want you to leave the building.
I'm not going to. You now got me. I'm stuck.
Hear about this later because no one knows more about this subject than you do. So I want to get your reaction to what it could mean if true. And I stress if true because this is a single source who has told me that the Deutsche Bank obtained tax returns, which they do have of Donald Trump's, show that the president pays very little income tax. That's probably not going to be very surprising to people, probably not going to be especially politically damaging since he ran saying, I try to pay as little as possible. Then there's the other part, the loan documents. And that is part of what this subpoena is going after. And this single source close to Deutsche Bank has told me that Donald Trump's loan documents there show that he has co-signers. That's how he was able to obtain those loans. And that the co-signers are Russian oligarchs.
What? Really?
That would explain, it seems to me, every kind word Donald Trump has ever said about Russia and Vladimir Putin, if true. And I stress the if true part of this.
Yeah, that is a scenario that I have never contemplated. Let alone like gamed out in detail. But, there clearly is some presidential anxiety around his tax returns for sure. The specificity of his relationship with Deutsche Bank is something that has never been explained. There particularly seems to have been some compartmentalization even inside Deutsche Bank, which appears to be a disaster of a bank, in that what was going on between him and the private banking division at Deutsche Bank appears to have been something of a mystery to other parts of Deutsche Bank, even to the point where the bank didn't necessarily know how much it had outstanding in terms of Donald Trump loans very late in the game in terms of his political career. So, I mean, that obviously would be absolutely flummoxing. But I don't know. I'm going to now sit and watch your show.
It would test the Trump theory that he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and his supporters would still be with him.
Yeah, man. Seriously. That's the financial equivalent of that.
It is.
Wow.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Lawrence. Jeez.